to the new members and to the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. Am I reading this right? Wow, Chris Miles and Syrian Marshall, thank you both so much. So much for joining Tom's Army. I cannot remember the last time I seen two people join Tom's Army, let alone in one day, but on the live. That is incredible. Thank you so much. Like, you have made me the happiest person on the planet today. Like, that is legitimate, no joke. I always say, if one person joins Tom's Army, I'll be the happiest person in the world today. It's just that simple. That generosity, and to see two of you at the same time during this live when it first started to join Tom's Army, that is unbelievable. And I was already in a good mood to start. I wanted to bring back major positivity the last couple days, and I felt it in my morning update. And just to see that just now, like, I don't even know what to say. The Captain, thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. That's so incredibly exciting to see 3 new members in Tom's Army here this evening who are in their first month. I was missing seeing the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. So Syrian, thank you so much. And Chris, both of you, thank you so much. And I hope you enjoy that emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. That's the month 1 badge. And it goes all the way up to 3 years. And that is my face superimposed on that badge. Here's some more. Moza here, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6 months with the XP Predictor. Mark Caston, good evening, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3 months plus with the XRP Meteor. Trading with J-Ride, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. That's unbelievable dedication. And you're getting close to that 3-year XRP 589 or the XRP Diamond Hand Badge. That's awesome to see, and I'm glad to see some of you in the audience that are part of Tom's Army and seeing new members. That's 3 new members I know of in the recent past now. So, I mean, unbelievable. And Syrian, thank you so much for being a mod in here as well. I really, really do appreciate that. Keeping this house full of positivity and without all of the ones who are going to keep the good people away. Jorge, welcome in. Hello, Tom. Absent this weekend due to Canada. Oh, I got to read what that says. Man, do we have so much stuff to talk about this evening. XRP is attempting a very bullish close here, and if we can do it, we may be on our way to a decent rally. Canada Day, happy Canada Day to you, my friend. Happy Canada Day to you. Stephen Henson, welcome in. Great upward moment so far. Yes, indeed it is, Stephen. Yes, indeed. The Captain will take a look at XDC because it is a, man, is it at a good buying spot. You don't often see this price. You don't often see this price. And it's really got me we'll talk more about this because I've actually got some money that's set aside right now, about $1,100 that is set aside for an XDC purchase, and I'm having a very hard time convincing myself of why I shouldn't buy in at these levels. So we'll definitely take a look at XDC here. And that's been sitting there, so I'm definitely on the same track as you are with XDC, and I'm just trying to convince myself either that or DGB, which one is in the better spot. That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So we'll go through XRP. We'll definitely go over the news and notes. We'll go over the fact that XRP is on the verge of a very bullish close, and 48.4 cents is the level that you must 48.38 cents if we're being precise. I just seen somebody donated for their 20th time during the live stream. That's incredible. That's incredible. What a show of generosity and support here to start the live. That's it's unbelievable. Like yesterday I told everybody, yeah, we might not have any donations or new members of Tom's Army, but we had a great live because we had a lot of comments. We had a lot of, even though it was a smaller audience, we had a lot of vital comments, and we had a lot, you know what was cool about yesterday's live and why you have to be here every day, whether there's a lot of people, a few people, whether the market's doing good or bad. We had a beautiful comment yesterday about XRP or Ripple not moving the XRP, how we now know that they moved about 400 million additional over the 1 billion, and then they locked up 800 million. So we'll go over that today as well. But and CJ2 Pilot, thank you so much for the $4.99 donation and for your 20th donation on the live. That's incredibly generous. It's 20th YouTube Super Chat. And also in Tom's Army for 6 months with the XP Predictor. It's definitely been a great start to tonight. It sure has. Lee says, Tom, I've been with you for 3 years and love your content. Lee, I love seeing your name in here. I love seeing the consistent names that have been here since the beginning. You've been here since, if I remember correctly, you have been with me well before 1,000 subscribers, I want to say. I'm almost positive you were one of the few that was here before we got into the mini bull run of 21. I'm not mistaken. I think you were here when we were sub 50 cents. When we were actually buying before that breakout. It's pretty exciting to see some of you that have been here for such longevity. So we'll go over the XRP stuff. We'll go over Bitcoin as it is still not bearish. Bitcoin is very much bullish right now. The question is, does Bitcoin come back down to 58K, or do we end up being able to rally here? And we'll look at the numbers that we would have to break out to push up and have this rally continue. We know we're on the top side of the pennant flag that we broke out of on Bitcoin. We have an inverse head and shoulders set up. We've already back tested successfully the pennant flag as support instead of resistance. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this plays out. XRP Bitcoin pairing, I was very transparent about the buy I made. It's up another 3.03% today at the 781. It was, when we bought it on this current rally, it was at about 752. So we'll see how this plays out, but it is speaking to the fact that XRP could have a nice bullish continuation, or reversal, I should say, to start here. But there are certain conditions that have to be met, and we have an hour and 22 minutes to meet those conditions. And that could give us a signal one way or the other. So before we get into that, please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube can recommend this update or this live. I'm not going to look to see how many people hit the like button until probably... And this is a new thing I'm going to do. I'm not even going to look to see how many people are in here or how many people hit the like button until probably 7 o'clock. I'm going to probably wait until I do half of my live from now on to see what kind of audience we have. Because I don't want to be deterred or influenced by the audience. How many people are in here. Mark Casson, welcome in. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3 months with the XRP Meteor. He says he bought XDC at 2909. See, another smart one in here that's very, very protective of his capital. And he's buying XDC, so he's got to be seeing what we're seeing here. H-bar indeed. H-bar and V-chain. If you noticed in the title, I was talking about V-chain. And unfortunately, if you copy trade me on HOTCOIN, I couldn't make this trade yesterday on there. But if you're on BLOFIN, I made the trade. Mind you, it wasn't a huge trade, but we had a momentary moment where we were able to make 5.9% on a trade. Sold it out, and then V-chain ended up dropping. For us, it would have been, well, we would have got stop lost out, and we would have ended up losing like 22%. But we ended up making I think it was either 5.2 or 5.9%, and I sold out of it right when I seen the reversal back down starting. But now it's presented an interesting opportunity as well. So I am so excited about this live this evening. As we can see, XLM's up 2.12%. I wonder when DGB is going to have this massive reversal as well, as it's back down to the 0078 level. I mean, almost as good as James Bond there. So please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this update. You hit that like button, YouTube is able to put my live in the news feed or my content in general. And then even if somebody doesn't know who we are, they can find my content. So I'll give you a moment to hit that like button, and I'll catch you on the other side of the intro. And thank you all so much for spending some time with me here on this Tuesday evening. It means a lot to me, and I consider myself amongst friends when I'm here. So I'm very open and honest. Good evening, 6:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Or you might have formerly known me as XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XM and Future Digibyte. OG. And man, am I pining and pining and pining for DGB again. It is in my heart. It is in my soul. And I did not want to sell DGB again. But unfortunately, I bought it at, well, fortunately, not unfortunately, I bought it this past time at 0.0058 and 0.007 with somebody in the audience. And when it came all the way up here to 0.022, and we're making a left turn here because I like DGB and I'll forget about it if I don't now, damn it. But DGB, when I sold it, it was at 1.8 cents. And to think it's gone, and because I didn't want to admit it up here, but I tell you, I don't mind selling it on a shoulder on each side. So it's like 1.8 something cents, somewhere around here, because it was right here, because it came up on the right shoulder, and I said, unfortunately, we're fucked. And I sold it. I gave it all the time in the world. And see, this is what I mean. I didn't get the over the top 22%. I got it on the shoulder when it came back up. So now I start looking at it, and I didn't realize this until I did this today. I'm like, all right, well, how far is it down since I saw 58% since I sold it? Oh my God, I got to pay attention to this. You know, that's what I felt when I seen this earlier. I'm like, my God, 58%. So where is the targeted level? Where is the targeted level? I mean, that's the thing that I was waiting for when it first dropped down. I was like, oh, X marks the spot. It's going to come down to 0.056. That is the impeccable buy right now. And you can see it might be on a bear flag here. It's just, the problem is when they overextend like this, it kind of makes you feel like they're running out of steam to come down. A little bit of a reversal tried to take place, but that's a bearish daily candle here, it looks like. But then again, I mean, it didn't really give way. But I'm still, for me, if it comes down here at 0.058, that's all I can say. That's all I can say. So, I guess I answered my own question. So, we're getting close. We're within like 25%, I believe. We're about 25, well, about 30%. It's not as much as it looks when it's DGB because it can go real quick. So, XRP down at 48, or up to 48.4 cents on the day. Up about 1.59% roughly. The important thing here is look where we're at right now. We talked about this a lot yesterday, and it took a little while for us to get an audience yesterday. We only started with about 32 people, but by the time we're about 40 minutes in, we're up to about 87 people, so we're able to push the message a lot harder. But I'll finish this point in a sec. Cape Cod Kyle, welcome in. Kyle Kupiak from Cape Cod, Kyle Kupiak from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for being in Tom's Army. I believe you're on 5 months now. For some reason in the live it never shows it, but when you comment on most of the updates it does. So I know where you stand. Marvin Davis, welcome in. Mark Casson, thank you not only for being in Tom's Army for 3 months plus with the XRP Meteor, but also sending a $2 donation. Like, what an incredibly generous bastard this guy is. No offense. And the most respectful way possible, I say that. Because, like, you don't have to do that. You already went above and beyond being in Tom's Army for over 3 months, and you're sending personal money as well. Like, that's the definition of pay it forward. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. I try to bring myself so positive when I come in here, and I realized a couple weeks ago, like, maybe the positivity was down a little bit. Maybe even if I was positive, I wasn't presenting myself in a positive fashion, and that's not who I was aiming to beat in 2024. So I seen in about probably a little bit before my son ended up in the hospital, I could see I was turning a little bit away from the, not the message of positivity, but portraying the positivity. It's one thing to talk about it, it's another thing to lead by example. So I apologize for that, but I definitely spiced up my my output, and you're gonna see the added energy, and I can guarantee you're gonna see the positive vibe. You're gonna feel it. You're not gonna hear it necessarily, but you're gonna feel it. So I guess you are gonna hear it. So anyhow, so for XRP, the big thing here is, can we get a daily close? And I said 48.4 cents, and I don't know why I keep hitting my chair, but I'm very excited about this live. And I was so excited before. You guys seen, for some people, I put down at 5:45, I put this live out there that I'd be live at 6:30. Like, that's an incredibly long time before it starts. That's how excited I was. But I really am going to start doing it at 6:30 every day for consistency. Yesterday I started it early, and that's on me, but I had things to do with my son. But I like the consistency at 6:30. It's just, I like this consistency. So XRP, I talked about the 4838 roughly. So if we look at this realistically, let's get this in the 4-hour time frame. And it's going to be the daily candle we ultimately care about. But I'm looking over here. So 484. So when we close, if we can be over 484 in the daily candle, we're going to close over this in the daily. And that, what that ends up doing, it's not in a hole that is telling you much except we're on the top side of this pattern. But what it's telling you is that could be the confirmation for this signal. The signal was we broke out of this short-term consolidation, and that's why we have the inception style charts here, a chart within a chart within a chart. So you bring it from the short term and you expand it out. You expand it out. So yeah, we were on the back side or the bottom side of a longer scale chart, but in the short term, we were showing why it wasn't necessarily as bad as it looked. And all we were was one back test away at 469 away from technically signaling an 8.37% or whatever it was. A couple days ago, I put in the live title. XRP holders, we have hope. 8.7% or 8.3% rally likely, or something to that effect in the title. And I said, and Bitcoin was at 60,000. I said Bitcoin looks to surge inverted off of inverse head and shoulders, or Bitcoin inverse head and shoulders looks to surge price. And that's what ended up happening. We went up over 3,000 points since then. But now XRP, not only did we confirm, and by no means am I trying to gloat, I'm just trying to say like where we were at as a group. Like the last thing I want to do is gloat, and I realize that's the other thing. I don't like speaking of, oh, we said this, or they said this differently. I don't give a rat's ass about any of that. All I care about is what we're seeing. I'm going to do my best not to interject and put somebody else down while I'm talking as well. That's something that I need to get away from, and I'm going to get away from again. I started to kind of gravitate towards back my old ways, and the only thing that helped was I started watching these back, and I was like, you know what? Vibe's got to change big time. So anyhow, it's unity, folks. It's about unity. So XRP, we signaled that we were breaking out here in the short term with this breakout and back test. Now we confirm it with the daily close over this formation right here. We would confirm it because then we would end up holding this. And obviously if you go from support, and not obviously because some might not know, but if you hit support, now you look for the resistance in the area. Well, the resistance for this formation would be a third hit of resistance up here. And that brings you up to about 51 cents. So anywhere between 50.5 and 51 cents would be the likely target. That's how I said how we had hope about an better than 8% rally was to get us up in this area between 50.5 and 51 cents. And now the potential 37% rally. Now hear me out. If we break past here, and I know it's asking a lot, but this is the potential. Let's just say XRP does, for the sake of argument, because somebody asked, we get on top of 50.4 or 50.5. Well, we already know we're going to have to come up just a little bit higher and get on top here at about 51 cents. If we get on top of 51 cents, there is not much here in the ways of resistance. It's either going to be we were to get rejected at the pivot point, or look at this. We would have to come all the way back up, and it's been a while. Remember, it's been a while. If we can hold the consolidation here and not break all the way back to 42.4, we already hit support here, right? So sell resistance, buy support. Now, unless it's going to come up like this, the only other option here, if it's going to hold, is to come down and then bounce out. So I'm looking at it as maybe it did a double bottom here, and if it did, you might be able to surge your way up about 37%. And it's not as unlikely as it seems, because if it is reversing here, it would have put, this is a bottoming formation if it ends up reversing. And we all know what it means on a bottoming formation in the pattern. It means it's going to come all the way back up to where that resistance point, the ultimate resistance. And we are in a cup and handle formation with XRP. Like, I can't stress that enough. I think it gets overlooked, not just by most people, but by me as well. because I look at the short term sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, I keep forgetting. We're in this inverse head and shoulder. I mean, the cup and handle, but also a very large inverse head and shoulders that I have to remind myself to continue to show the audience, because we very well might be in the midst of a very big inverse head and shoulders as well. XRP Broska, thanks for the $4.99 donation. Real quick, George, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3 months with the XP Meteor. I'll read that in a second when I see the comment. So I just didn't want to miss, and I was not trying to, overshadow your donation. I just wanted to make sure I was saying thank you to another member of Tom's Army, because his name was about to expire on my little thing here. But I know you understand. You've been very dedicated. I want to read your comment, though, because it was a strong message, and I like those. Oh, here we go. He says, XRP Broska with the $4.99 donation says, positivity is key. Diamond hands appreciate you, time. Thank you so much. I appreciate you as well. I don't even know how many donations that is from you. That's a crazy amount. Crazy amount. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you for reinforcing what I was thinking, or what I was feeling and seeing within myself, that I wasn't doing a good enough job at certain things. I have pretty outrageous standards, and I often do a review on myself, and sometimes I feel like I'm missing the mark. And I think I was missing the mark. There's no shame in saying I don't think I was okay, it's not that I wasn't trying, but I don't think I was hitting the mark. There's nothing wrong with that. And as an influencer, I'm gonna have to be honest with myself, or I'm not going to have an audience forever. You see, that's the key. You have to be honest with yourself. And I'm honest with myself. I remember when Tom drew the cup and handle damn near on the nuts. Right? I know. I remember when we drew that too, and look what happened. Look how it played out. I'm glad that there's some of you in here that have seen this from the very beginning, because it is pretty remarkable how all this is playing out. The only thing we had to do is we had to get this proper context here when we hit this second hit. So then we had the overwhelming handle as well. So that at least confirmed where the support was. Before that, we didn't have a data point. We didn't know what was going to happen. But this whole thing now, the way it's playing out, it's pretty remarkable. I know how you roll, XRP Bros. I appreciate that, my friend. Wales, Josie Wales, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XP Meteor. Crawl Billies, I did not miss your comment, nor did I miss Alex Chumacero. I like the unity heart. That looked like a heart of unity. The heart of unity, I'll call it. But this is why I'm positive with XRP. Unless this formation breaks down, we shouldn't be worried. And excuse me. Like Khan said, everything can be destroyed except for us, the XRP army. Only we can destroy ourselves. When can we rally, or where can we rally from? Both excellent questions. Both excellent questions. So XRP, we could rally from here. The bottom line is, we'll figure out, not on this chart, because we already broke out in the short term on this one. It's going to come from the USDT chart. This is where we could rally from. If we could get a close in the daily, and we could find ourselves with a close over the 484 level, 4844, 484, I'm okay with both of them. But to be safe, 4844, if we could find ourselves with a close over here, we could rally from here. Now, the one thing, like if we look at a few factors, and it's fine, we can look at the relative strength index as it's closing in on oversold, but it leaves a lot of room here for XRP to move still in the 4-hourly. Daily, beautifully broken into the bullish range. That's a beautifully bullish range. That's bullish movement. It's also a bullish engulfing candle here that also looks like it's an see, these are what I like. These are like inverted hammers, and they're not pulled back all the way, but these are prototypical, the reversal of a hammer candle. So they're inverted hammers, but at the end of it, it seems like we're gaining some steam. Hopefully it'll continue towards the end of the candle, because we came down to about just under, right around 48 cents. I think it tapped 47.98 earlier. And now it's good to show some strength here at the back end of the candle. But we really want to close over this range. For the USDT chart, it's 48.44, but for the other two, it's around 48.38 for the USD chart. Just just so we can stay transparent here. That's why the 484 level is what I keep saying. So that's what I'm seeing. Does that make sense for everybody who's watching? And I refuse to see how many people are here until 7 o'clock. I'm really going to start doing that. And I'm not going to check it often. I'm just going to see how many people hit the like button. So if you haven't hit the like button yet and you appreciate this live, make sure to hit that like button so that we can continue to push this through. Michael, welcome in. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XP Meteor. Says, I'm heading to a meeting. I'll listen to this, or I'll finish that listening later. I appreciate that level of commitment, Michael. And good luck in your meeting. And have a blessed meeting. I hope everything goes the way you planned. Not necessarily in your favor, but in the way that you envision, the way you're planning it to go. That's how I would like to say it. Rockin' XRP Painter says, looks like a peen. Yeah, I mean, yeah. And thank you for being in Tom's Army. And I think you're over 6 months now with the XP Predictor. That's unbelievable. So, I think that's a really good interpretation of what's going on with XRP. I really think that's a good interpretation of what's going on with XRP. And now it's like, do we have any other reasons to feel optimism? Well, let's look at the XRP Bitcoin pairing up about 3% on the day at about the 780 sat level. Rockin' XR Painter, XRP made you laugh. I did my job. Yep, you sure did. You've done your job. Like George Costanza would say, all right, gotta go. And he'd make his exit. I don't know if any of you remember that episode if you watch Seinfeld. But he got a laugh at work. He left, and then all of a sudden, every time he'd get a laugh, he would leave, all right, no matter what it was. It could have been about a cereal box, and he walked out the door. So, I will be live for at least another half hour until 7:30. I always do at least 1 hour. We will definitely get into some other charts, I promise. I know I took a lot of time on XRP, but I had a lot to say. But yeah, I'll definitely be live until about 7:30, if not a little bit longer. Khan, thank you, though. I appreciate you being excited about me being live for another half hour, or maybe a little bit longer. You never know. You never know. But okay, so the optimism here for XRP, you also have to take into account the XRP Bitcoin pairing, which we've been very on point with this. I can't even explain how on point we've been. Not we. Not me. I meant, okay, I did say we. But the community. How on point our community has been with the XRP Bitcoin pairing. And if you're looking to buy the XRP Bitcoin pairing, look in the video description below and look for HOTCOIN. It's in the video description below. And it's not, I don't have anything pinned right now, but it's in the video description below. And HOTCOIN, you can use it in the USA or worldwide. Holy smokes, look at this. Look at this. And not just the donation that I just seen, but look at this. It's happening. Remember what we called out a few days ago? What did we say when it was right here? Does anybody remember when we said it looks like a bull flag? I said, as a community, we said, if this creates the inverse head and shoulder on the support, that can give us this clearance to go up to that 971. Holy smokes. I need to take a seat. A good thing I am taking a seat. I'm already in a seat. My dear Lord. Lee Tennant, thank you for the $19.99 donation. He says, Tom always tells you honestly and believes in only the truth, and that's why I'm still here. I am in UK time and always try to make sure I'm here to show my appreciation of all Tom's work, or of all of the work. Oh man, I need to finish reading that. Does everybody see this inverse head and shoulders that might be in play here? Holy smokes. Oh my goodness. He said, to show my appreciation of all the work Tom does for us all around the world. I appreciate that. And I also appreciate the 6 people that hit the like button on your comment. Wow. We have 90 people in here this evening. Look at that. Look at that. And 85 likes. I like not looking at it for the first half hour. And I like not talking about the likes and stuff, except very briefly. I like that. Wow, look at that, guys. Look at that. Does that not look like an inverse head and shoulders? And look, one thing that I've always tried to teach everybody is when you see a dump, there's one surefire way to see if it's just for consolidation, if it's for the liquidity. See how it came down here and this wick pulled up? That's how we speculated we were in a bull flag. Then the technical target was up to here, and everybody remembers. And then we said, before it broke out, we were talking about that if it creates the inverse head and shoulder on the back test, and remember, don't be fooled. It can come all the way down to right here. Remember, this was the transparent part. It can come all the way down to here and push out. So as long as it holds that, oh my God. My goodness, we are so early to this pairing. And the fortunate thing is originally it was at about the 727 sat level. Came all the way down to the 6.6 or 6.5, 6.62 area. I bought it all the way down. Had my average at about the 6.87. Very transparent about it. I was actually down about $300 on it at its, at a one time. And I ended up making this nice rally. I sold out at the 7.9, 7.8, 7.8, 7.9. I can't remember which one. I'll just say 7.8 for the hell of it. 7.80 sat level. So it's about 13%. And that's even, it was about 15 if we're being honest. But for purpose, 13.2%. Then I got out of it. And I said I would be very transparent when I was ready. And I got back in it at 7.52. And it's because I can feel something here. And guess what? It's not for as big of a position as I had. I had to, unfortunately, sell some of my B2 gold. And unfortunately, I had to send off about $1,500 off the exchange. Why? Because if you're a homeowner, you'll understand this. I got my summer taxes. And they continue to go up astronomically. Now, my house value should be about $185,000 if I'm being real. On a good day. They have it marked at $232,000. I paid $160. Well, I talked it down a little bit, but $158. So my tax bill for the summer alone was $4,590. So it was, it forces you to do things you don't want to do. So now instead of having, $8,600 in B2 gold, I've got about $5,200. Instead of having, I've got that much less on the exchange as well. So now it's my job to make it up. So it becomes a pretty interesting time when you've got to divvy in and out. So right now, the opportunity would me to be, okay, I can put about 1,500, 2,000, maybe 3. But the opportunity here is to ride this, and like the move from here, if it does rally out of here, and right now we're at like the 780 level, I understand. But that is a 25% possibility here. So even on $1,000, that's $250 on a push up. On $100, that's $25. You got to start somewhere. So that's something I'm watching, and you very well could have had a double bottom here for us as well. And I'm not reading anything today. I wanted to just do technical analysis unless I do have a chance at the end. But I miss just doing the technical analysis. I like to read some, but that's another thing. I'm only going to read a certain amount of time. I really do like to do the technical analysis. It's where my passion is. I lose a little bit of interest when I'm only reading. No, I'm sure some of you can understand. So that could be the double bottom. There's so many things to be excited about here that I'm going to be excited. And if it falls down, we're going to still be excited because we see the opportunity to accumulate. So you can't lose. We can't lose. We cannot lose here. We're going into the transcending time. In the USA, and don't disappoint Syrian. I think I'm saying her name. I always think I'm saying it right, but I never know. Armad, make sure that like button, like she's so very nicely and graciously and so diligently asking for. But we're going into a time right now where, let's say Biden were to, or Trump were to get elected. Obviously, in my views, I don't care about politics. I believe the central banks run the world because they do so. Red, blue, I don't care. The only thing it means to me is if Trump gets elected, there's a little more opportunity for the working class. But we know two things are true. De-dollarization, so you better have your precious metals in order. And two, I promise, JW, I will not steer off course here. And I'm going to be positive, and I'm going to say this in a good way. I'm not going to put anything down. I'm not going to talk about anything bad. But Trump has been open and saying that he's going to be for Bitcoin, for crypto. He's going to be the crypto president, which means if the powers that be, like the central banks, put Trump in office, that means, much love back to you, JW. You're one of my favorites. One of my all-time favorites that I've ever run across. And that is not a joke. And some of you have heard me say that to you, so you know if I've ever said it to you. So take that to the bank, JW. But if that's true and Trump is president, that means it's going to be crypto friendly. They're telling you this through the media. Now, he's also said in the same breath, they're going to de-dollarize the dollar. So does that mean that the price in crypto is only going up because the dollar is being devalued? See, that's something we have to understand how it works. Just like with the stock market. It would be worse for the stock market to keep going up and the dollar to be de-dollarized. You'd want the stock market to go down and the dollar to stay stable, if we're being honest. So if we do have a crypto president and we go to the digital aspect, as 25 approaches, there's no safe space anymore for anybody who doesn't want to go digital. The fact that now when I go to an ATM, it used to be $400. Now it's down to $300 and most of them are $200. There's a liquidity crunch when it comes with the US dollar. So we are in the right spot with crypto. We are absolutely in the right spot. And you know, I believe in what I'm saying. I have not cut my hair in 1 year now, folks. 1 year ago, I said I would not cut my hair until XRP hit $1 because I knew we had a long accumulation. And I said, the longer my hair gets, the longer my goatee gets, the more proof there would be that we are in an extended bear market. But it also shows the length of time for accumulation. I think it's important. But I also think it's important to show the commitment of what I believe is going to happen in the future, but also be able to stand behind it and have a little bit of fun with it in the meantime to show you it's not anything to be afraid of. I'm not afraid. I've never been more sure of cryptocurrency or something. The only time I was ever more sure of something was with my precious metal purchases going back 6, 7, 8 years and my commodities purchases that have changed the world for me. That's the only certain thing that I knew, but I didn't know where to buy it, right? And I don't mean exchange or which broker. I mean, I didn't know where to buy it. The prices, the right levels, and that used to be my issue. I don't have that issue no more. I don't have that issue no more. I get to sit back and relax when I buy spot positions because we know. We just know. So XRP is one thing. We talked about that. Now Bitcoin. Because we've talked about the XRP Bitcoin pairing. We've talked about XRP. Now Bitcoin. Down 725 points. Just a nice correction today, or 1.25% roughly. But the problem is here is if we would have had a close here for Bitcoin and we were pushing down here at like 61,900, which we're not that far away, but we are showing a little bit of sign of life here in the last like half hour or so. If we close too far down here, we could very well have a beautiful reversal candle here. So we're going to need to start pushing up. We had a bullish cross, but we need to start playing off of this because it could get invalidated very quickly. And the only other problem we could see is we haven't back tested this properly. We finished out the technical target. So this could also speak to the fact that XRP Bitcoin pairing could have a break. And it may not need it may not be Bitcoin to rally as much as we think. Now, don't even think for a second we fell bearish. See that gigantic inverse head and shoulders that I've drawn out here? And we've talked about day after day after day. If you're new, this is a treat because we do this day after day after day. That's the inverse head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, inverse right shoulder. So basically the inverse head and shoulders. So at a head and shoulders, you'll see something like this. Right? The head and shoulders topping reversal. And an inverse head and shoulders, you'll see something like this. So that's what it looks like we have building here. Now, the cool thing about this is understanding technical analysis is not the easiest thing, but if you do, and by watching every day, you'll start to pick up on all the news and notes, and you'll also pick up on the terminology. This is a pennant flag. That's a bullish pennant flag. It consolidates in a downward channel-like fashion until it breaks out. And that's a bullish consolidation. Now, we back tested it as support. And look at this. Resistance, 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 pushed over, support. That's the first signal that we are starting to bust out of here. That is our signal. The confirmation would be to get back over 63,789 and then start pushing up. Because that's the technical target out of this short-term consolidation. But after the technical move is much greater. And in reality, if it does this properly and you get over that downtrending resistance up here, that was the resistance, 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 resistance. 6 times we hit resistance there in the 4 hourly after breaking out of the pennant flag. We get on top of that, it's off to the races, the 77,965. There's so much opportunity here. And as we asked yesterday, is it a bull flag for Bitcoin? Or is it the end? There was a double top. And it's so blatant what happened here. It ran up to 63,789. And now it becomes a matter of, is the U.S. government's 3,940 Bitcoin that's on the exchange going to start to sell? Is, why can't I think? I'm drawing a brain fart now, but, you know, I'm drawing a fart. My brain is like, I know what you want to say, but I can't figure out the word. Now I'll have to come back to it. But there's a lot of Bitcoin that have been uploaded to the exchange. Let's just put it that way. Mt. Gox. The Mt. Gox hack. There's over $9 billion worth of Bitcoin that are getting ready to be offloaded. So, and it starts supposedly by the end of this week. So that's something we have to pay attention to. So that's Bitcoin. Pay attention to this. It's still very much bullish until it's not. And I know it sounds stupid, but it's bullish until it's not. And it would be bullish until it breaks down this 58,500. But it could come down to 58,000 and double bottom and then break pretty violently. It's good to see XRP at 48.5. It's really fighting here. It's really fighting here, and I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see that. XLM up 2.15%. For anybody who was here yesterday, we talked about the very key resistance we'd be facing here, and now we're here. That 935 has to break. We have to break that, and we have to hold the support side of this. There's no other way for me to put this. We literally have an engulfing candle right now, and if we can close over 936, let's just say to be safe, we're on the right side of town. And then it opens up the door to the rally all the way up to about 10.3, because I like to look at the pattern as a whole. And if we can hold that, and it's a much wider consolidation back to the top, but this is the short-term consolidation. So, yeah, there's opportunity here, and in the daily, it started to break bullish again. And me personally, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. We have 94 people here and 103 likes. Like I'm set. I'm set today. There's nothing else today that could make me any happier. In terms of what could happen here while I'm live, there's nothing else could make me happier. 2 new members of Tom's Army in this live. That honestly, the 3 of you so far in the last couple days now that have joined Tom's Army, you have seriously made not only my day, but you have made my whole month of July so much. That's something I didn't know if I was reaching, you know, I didn't think we were hitting the potential, and I could feel like, so by seeing that, I feel like I can still grab the attention, and the fact you want to join Tom's Army, man, oh man, it's just, I'm so humbled. Now remember, if XLM gets rejected here, the technical target down is 7.3 cents. So we are very optimistic here, but we're also very rational. So we have to have all the evidence in front of us. So this helps us big time. Tanya, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge, and you are fastly approaching that 2 year, the XRP 589 Moon badge at 2 years. You are fastly approaching that one, and I can't wait for you to get that one. Can't wait. You're almost to the last 2 now. The only other one that you don't have that isn't even available, because you've went through the first, you've already been through the XRP, or the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens, the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News in month 2, the XRP Meteor from month 3 to month 5, the XRP Predictor from month 6 to month 11, the I Told You So badge that Tanya has at 1 year, the XRP 589 Moon badge that Trading with J-Ride has. I know he's in here and he has it. Or the 3-year badge that I have and Juju has, Julie, my significant other, and one other person we've seen so far during the lives who also has the XRP 589, or the Diamond Hands badge that just got released last month. So I'm very excited to see all of you that continue with the journey. Like, it really is a unbelievable feeling to see the ones in Tom's Army that show up here during the lives. It's I don't even know it's a surreal feeling because I started this channel with no training except for what I taught myself, and it's surreal. That's it. It's surreal. That's all I can say. For XDC, same thing as we talked about yesterday. Then the money buy would be right at 275, but it's so close now. It's so close. Daily's massively getting into that oversold range. It's becoming pretty interesting. 4 hourly pushback, 3 hourly pushback, but it's starting to. It's so tough here because it just can't get any kind of real steam. And that 3 hour candle is not the most exciting, but it's not the worst thing in the world. The 2 hourly showing a little bit of hope. The hourly starting to push back. It's getting stuck here a little bit. 30 minutes showing a possible reversal back down. I don't know. If you're buying XDC, you're buying it for a reason. So, is it going to deter you if you buy it here? Or are you going to try to wait for this 5% drop? Like, that's the question. It's stuck in this... when I speak range bound, this is range bound. And what I mean by that, it's range bound in this descending channel. And these are very, 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 very bullish when it finally comes to a head. And it finally reverses back the other way. They are very bearish within the channel, of course, within reason, while it's breaking down, mind you. Because this whole thing, and this is the thing, like, are you looking at it like this, and then we have a breakdown? Are we looking at it like this, and we haven't had a breakdown yet? Like, these are very defined little targets here. And, like, look how long this has been going on. Look how long this has been going on. So, this didn't just happen overnight, but look at this. If you just want to break it down like this, I wouldn't have a problem with. Look at that channel. Look how long that's been going. This started all the way back here. Look at the price. Just in this little channel that it just in and out, in and out. It had one little fake out. It's down about 20% just on this recent drop. That's significant. And it happened rather quickly. And, like, I could even switch it like this, but I really want to emphasize the fact that we had a wick, and then it came below, but we kept pulling up in the body. And then going back, we had all that resistance, and now this is where we're, I mean, that is significantly getting into that oversold on the daily. The weekly leaves, or the monthly leaves something to be desired. The weekly, though, is getting up there. I haven't seen the weekly this oversold in XDC. Honestly, ever in this chart. It's never been this oversold. I have never seen it this oversold, at least since... I don't think I ever have seen it this oversold in the weekly. That's what I mean. Like, we're heading towards all-time lows. All-time lows for XDC is 2.03 cents. We are at... Like, literally, we're at 2.9 cents. Pretty incredible. It is pretty incredible. What a time to be trading here. So, yeah, I hope that helps with XDC. And for the ones who have stayed throughout the end, you're at least getting to see a little bit more into this. I know some people like to leave, and I don't blame you, because if you're sitting here and you want to see XRP and we talk for 40 minutes, I think that's a pretty committed amount of time that you watch the channel. Now, for the rest of us who like to dive into some of the other tokens, the last part of my live, I usually like to dedicate to that, and then we'll make sure where everything's at before we leave. So that's where we're at right now. So, with DGB... Let's see. Hold on one sec. Oh, I got that all wet. Never mind. I guess I won't be relaxing with everybody because I got it all wet. Whoops. Anyhow. So, with DGB, I want to look at this very closely because it's my baby. It's my baby. And I know where my targeted buy is, but I want to see if there's a chance. And can I ask anybody a question? If you're in the copy trades, and I understand if you're on HOTCOIN, you're probably, I mean, it's not terrible, but we missed out on about a 6% trade that I was able to do on BLOFIN with VeChain because I can't copy trade that on HOTCOIN. So Some of you made a few dollars yesterday. Well, I mean, it wasn't like the end of the world. It was like, what, 10 bucks? So, anyhow. But let me know if you do the copy trading with me, if there's something that you see that you believe is an opportunity. I have no problem if we come to the same conclusion to putting my money up. And I do it at about the $100 capacity for the copy trader, so it's not a huge amount. So that in case we do lose 20%, it's only 20 bucks instead of being 200 bucks if we throw up 1,000. You know, there are ways to balance the losses and try to figure out a system together. But right now for DGB, man, oh man, this can be broken into smaller charts. Like, look at this. Huh. I almost want to say we're about to pull up a little W here. Look at this. Huh. Am I missing something here? Does DGB look a little bullish here? Am I reading too much into this because I like DGB and it's not as bullish as I think it is? Why do I get the impression that it just broke bullish while we were live? Seriously, I think we just broke bullish while we were live. We need to come up, at least in the 15, we got to get over 792. 792 we got to get over. Mr. Carter, you picked up a bag of DGB last night. Congratulations. You are my hero. DGB is one of my favorite cryptocurrencies out there, as most of you know. Look at this. This doesn't look bad. Like in the shorter time frame, we could have started making a tug here. We'll find out here in the 5-minute. That 783 is our first major hurdle. First major hurdle. So just pay attention to DGB. I'll get to H-bar before I leave, I promise. I promise. Don't worry, my friend. I promise I will get to that. We got to get over this resistance, folks. We've got to get over this resistance. Oh, look how good a timing this is. I'm almost done with my live and my mom just got here. This is beautiful timing. 52 minutes. This is good timing. So we've got to get over this downtrending resistance right about 785. Hi, Mom. I'm just finishing up my live. I got 7 minutes left. Tommy's inside. Oh, yeah, he's real good. He might be getting fed right now. I don't know. Because I've been doing my live for the last 50. Yeah. Yes.
Alright. So, after work, I stop by your sister's and I need to change back into my jeans.
Okay.
It was hot over there. You know? Just...
Hi, man.
Hey, baby.
I'll see you in just a minute.
Alright.
Glad you stopped by. Alright, so we've got this descending triangle, it looks like here, for DGB that's actually formed in the immediate short term. See, this is the power of technical analysis. Look at this. I'm serious, guys. This is the power of technical analysis, and this is a very bullish consolidation pattern. Yep. I guess you could say that. I guess you could say that, Tanya. I definitely, I've never shied away. I was the person who wouldn't mind, giving my mom a hug in front of all the kids when they'd be like, I'm not doing that. They'd be all embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed by that. So with DGB, if we could break out of here, if you're looking to buy, if you're looking for like a short trade, or if you're looking for a buy, if you could get a back test at 784, the first move is about 3.2%. And that's the short end. That's the short end, because we could have easily talked about the push up for 5.6%. So that would be the short-term breakout, you know, short-term targets here. So, but it looks like we're starting to set up in a bullish consolidation here. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. So now let me get to H-bar, because then I'm gonna go spend some time with my mom. H-bar, or I wanted to do V-chain as well, because we have to look at that. H-bar is up 2.2% to 7.835 cents. And we've discussed H-bar a lot lately. And right now, H-bar is trying to solidify a breakout. This is a little off, so hold on. But it's trying to solidify a breakout here. And if we can hold, we're actually very close. H-bar needs to hold 782, and that would help the signal push out of here in a breakout attempt. And the technical target out of here, just so you guys can get a little optimistic, and guys and gals who like H-bar, who might be holding H-bar in fact, who are looking for a little optimism, saying, Tom, is there any optimism here for H-bar? There is. We've been talking about it. Once we break out, if we do, the technical moves up to 9.2 cents. Well, 9.2 cents from here is a pretty healthy gainer. Pretty healthy gainer. 18.6% is roughly what we're setting up for if we can break out of here. So there's a lot of cryptos that are signaling some kind of move here. So that's the descending consolidation, and we are at about that 70% breakout point. I'm not even joking. Not even joking. Wow, JW, thank you so much for the $20 donation. Says OP. We are overpowered in this community. I think we're overpowered. Yep. But you know, I get my guidance from our Lord and Savior, so I'm here for a reason, just like all of you. Just like all of you. We have that same frequency, the brain frequency, you know, the wavelengths are flowing the same way. So we're here for a reason. We are here for a reason. And seriously, JW, thank you so much for that $20 donation. Wow. You guys have certainly blessed me this evening. You guys have certainly blessed me this evening. In more ways than just monetary, I may add. The friendship in the audience, the positivity, all of that. Not at the current moment, I don't hold algo. I had no choice but to sell it when it went up on that massive run. Not that I didn't want to hold it, but I had, well, a couple 100% it rallied, so. And now it's dumped by a pretty substantial margin. I had to get rid of it around 20, just over, it was just over 20 cents. Shoot, I missed that, the question about DGB. 40/50 fitness is, in a nutshell, what is DGB about? Expectations. It's in the Internet of Things. So if you think about smart contract, or not smart cities, just basically the new internet as they call it, which it's not necessarily the internet when they talk about the Internet of Things. It basically is one of the cryptos that can help power, and there's only VeChain, there's Theta, there's DGB, there's IOTA. Those are the four major ones in the Internet of Things. And they have to do with the smart city. You got to look deeper because I don't want to get banned. But they definitely have a big connection. The reason I like DGB is because of how they act towards the community, but also what their end game is. And man, we've gone over DGB so much, but the best way I can put it here, because I don't have a lot of time, DGB is in the Internet of Things, and it's part of the whole transformation in the smart, you know what, whatever you learn and whatever you've understood about smart cities, the 30-minute cities or the 3-mile cities, you know, where you've got everything you need within 30 minutes, where you never have to leave where you're at. Yeah, going to that whole digital era and that kind of stuff. Yes. That kind of stuff. DAG is a superstar as well. I will not disagree with that. Yes, Rick, WAF cities, that's a good way to put it. I just didn't want to go down that part because I don't want to get banned. But yes indeed, friend. Yes, indeed. Con says transparency equals trust. I 100% agree with that. You know what else? I love that message. But the consistency as well is going to breed the response of all of us. By us being consistent and doing this together, consistency breeds a response from all of us. And I truly, truly believe that. Look up VeChain. Do we think VeChain, remember yesterday we talked about resistance back to support, and our next opportunity to buy would be around 263. Right now, we're at about 265. And I don't know, man. It's very close to this 2635. This very well could be a reversal here. It's very difficult, though, to determine. But if this is the double bottom in the shorter time frame, we should come up here, and eventually, if we keep hitting this, we're going to break out. And the one thing that I like here as well is I can see a W reversal consolidation. The thing I don't like is it hasn't gotten past this neckline region, so it's kind of got stuck in its track. But this also, to me, could be a bullish consolidation, and even if it's bearish, could get us up to 295. So, Tanya, today, I feel a little more optimistic because we've had this this consolidation here back to support a couple times, and now the pattern looks to be filling out. So that's something that I'm looking at as well. So, but guys and gals, I'm going to call it live. I appreciate each and every one of you. I want to go spend some time with my mom. If you do appreciate my work, consider joining Tom's Army. Get that emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens, or send one YouTube super chat per month, as it's the start of a month. And if you're looking to trade XRP or your favorite crypto, the XRP Bitcoin pairing, look in the video description below and our pinned comments. BITUNIX is down there. That's my favorite one personally, because it has the lowest spot and leverage trading fees in it. There's no doubt in my mind after using all these other exchanges. BITUNIX, if you have the ability, I would go there. The only thing is you can't copy trade me there yet, but if you want to trade there, don't fear it. This month, copy trading comes to BITUNIX, and it's going to open up a door to a lot of you to have a connection with me in copy trading. If you want to copy trade me or buy the XRP Bitcoin pairing, it's on HOTCOIN. That's for USA and globally. And then you can also copy trade me on BLOFIN, which they have more options as well. Like I was able to trade VeChain yesterday. And there's 3 people copy trading me there. So 3 people got that benefit. And 30 people missed out because they're on HOTCOIN, unfortunately, with that pairing. So have a blessed evening. Thank you for the positivity, and I'll see you back tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you made it until the end, hashtag be better, do better in the comments. And don't forget to give thanks to your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Remain humble at all times, and we do not play the victim, because in fact, we are the winners. And when you're winners, you have to lead by example, and you have to bring everybody along with you. We don't want losers, we want winners. And winners